Hi, Hiram here. The other day I was over to my local Army-Navy store and I saw a display of these Esbit stoves. It's a solid fuel stove set and it looked familiar. I seem to remember somebody sent me a video about a year or so ago and I thought they looked kind of cool. So I bought one, took it home, looked through my notes and saw that Beast 12101 had sent me a little video on this, had put out a video on it, and I always thought this might be a cool set for a small day pack or something. So I picked one up. Already made a couple of modifications to it, have a couple more going. It's a nice little kit. As it sits here empty, or when it was empty, it weighs 229 grams or 8.05 ounces or 0.504 pounds, just a little more than a half a pound. Maybe not exactly gram-weinie stuff, but not too bad. Comes in a little bag. Now, one of the first modifications I did was I put a Velcro strip around it so that it makes it easier to pull out of the bag. By Velcroing the lid down, I'm able to pull the whole thing right out of the bag nice and neat. Now, if you have this Velcro strips, you could use that. If you have, let me see. If you have something like these utility straps, you could use that. String if you wanted. Whatever. I just happen to have Velcro strips. So it's a nice little pot. Handles, insulated handles. Lid. The other thing I did was I found one of my old cups from one of my old Boy Scout mess kits. Cut the handle off and that fits in here nice and neatly. Comes with a burner stand. I'm going to keep the plastic bag so that I don't contaminate the inside of the pot, but hope you can see this. Nice little stand, 4 feet to keep it up off the ground for insulation. One of the other little mods I'm going to make on it is inside there's a tray to put your Esbit cube in. I'm going to drill that rivet out and take that out. That way I could use an alcohol stove, alcohol burner in there. Real nice and neat. But there's also still an indentation there for you to put the Esbit in. So what I want to do today is sort of do a baseline test. Let me get that water down in temperature. Baseline test using one Esbit cube. Just cut this out here. I have nothing against Esbit cubes, but they are a little expensive. Normally I would put a liner on that pan too, because it will leave a little bit of residue. Let's see, is that lined up good enough? Yep. I have 2 cups of water here, setting at about 61 degrees. Real pain to try to get that down to the 60 degrees all the time, but I can't get that out. The pot just fits right on there like that. Inside it's measured for 8 ounces, 12 ounces, 16 ounces, or 400 milliliters, 300 milliliters, or 200 milliliters. And it just fits on the stand like that. Let's go here. You can see I'm out of practice for doing these videos. Markings on this make it look like it's a little much for 16 ounces, but that should be 2 cups. 2 cups of water, setting at about hopefully 60, 61 degrees. Put the lid back on. Light the Esbit. One thing I forgot to do was put some crumbs on the top of the Esbit. Okay, I think that caught. Now, when you look at the box, it does say that it's for warming up food and water. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get things to boil with Esbit cubes. On one of the last tests I did where I used the wet fire stove, my standard pot, it took a little over 8 minutes. Let's get that going now. It took a little over 8 minutes to get 2 cups of water to boil. So let's see where this goes. It's already at 65 because the pot was warm. But let's see how long it takes to bring this to a boil. Okay, the flame is just about getting ready to go out. Temperature's gotten up to 192 degrees. I think it started at 64, 65, let's say. I'll look back on the video on my notes that I write up. I'll give you what the temperature was. It's down to the last crumbs. This has been burning for over 15 minutes. 193. Kind of, now it looks like it's fluctuating 193, 192, so that's probably about it. So let's say final temperature 193. Time to run out. Oh, what the heck, let's just say 16 minutes to run out. Little disappointing, but they did say on the box and in the instructions that this would be used to warm food up, not necessarily bring water to a boil. This would be warm enough for somebody that drank coffee, but not warm enough, or hot enough rather, to make water safe. The handles are cool. You can pick it up, set it aside. Let that go out. But I don't know if you can see it, but there is residue in the pan. In my next video, the test, I'm going to use one of the old Nivea can burners that has that carbon fiber for an inside. Use that in there with alcohol, which will be a little bit cheaper for the running. This is a little disappointing. Oh well. Still looks like a nice stand and pot. What I'll do is I'll put a link to the Beast video, Beast 12101. It'll be a link right here so that you can go and see his video on this. He did his outside in a more camping situation, but to get the lighting and the thermometer and stuff, I do it inside. So I thank you for watching. I'll be back with the next test on this. And as always, I look forward to your input, questions, remarks, helpful suggestions, and watch for my buddy Max.